What is your assessment of the Federal Reserve's decision today? And do you think the rate will be cut despite inflation remaining above the target?
Yes, I believe the federal will cut today about 0.5%. And why we is going to cut 0.5%? Because the inflation, the core inflation, which is consists of something very important, is the index price. The index price is rising, rising, and that's mean that the price of overall is rising. Also, the federal and the federal bank is economy. It is the leading economist in all over the world. Okay, and most of the central bank, specifically in Europe, follow the federal bank. The federal bank today, the growth in America is slowing down. Also, the rate of employment is slowing down. This, it is mean that, it's going to cause not just inflation, will cause deflation in the market of United States. And it could cause all over the world. And therefore, the federal bank has to cut another 0.5%. And they did announce that before the end of the year, they were going to do 3 cuts. They've done one so far, and this is the second one, which is they're going to do.
And Dr. Salamouni, what do you think if the Federal Reserve cuts rates while inflation is still above 2%? What factors do you think would drive this decision? And does the Fed actually believe inflation will drop faster in the near future?
Cutting the interest rate, it will help the economy to grow. It will help the American company to export more. And it will help also receiving more investment from outside. And as we see, since the announcement of Donald Trump and winning the election, the foreign investment to United States is being greater than before, than during the Biden regime. That will help also the growth. In order to do that, all right, and in order to produce more and the industrial world grow up in a higher rate than that, he has to cut the interest rate because the borrowing is so high so far. And the borrowing for the major company to produce goods and to sell goods to at a good level, it has to go down by less borrowing and less interest rate.
And Dr. Salamouni, do you think the Federal Reserve's decisions affecting the global economy, how do you see that? And are there any specific economies that may benefit more from this decision, do you think?
Definitely, I believe very much the global economy will benefit from the decision of the federal bank. And the United States will be the first of the economies to really benefit quite a lot from that. The Europe is going to follow that. And already we have seen a cut. The Central Bank of Europe, the rate today, it's about 3.5%. And in UK here, in UK, the rate also is expecting that to have a cut of rate of interest. It will be coming in February. It will be another 0.25%. We could have had that cut in UK after the election, but we had one cut, which is 0.25%. This could be 0.5% cut. But the reason it wasn't 0.5% because the British government has borrowed quite a hell of a money, and that's made the market really shivering because they saw that the rising on the interest rate.
What are the challenges you think are facing the emerging markets if the Federal Reserve continues to lower the rates?
It will be help, actually, in my opinion. It will help that market quite a lot because it will lower the rate of and the cost of dollar against the foreign currency. It could be really come down a bit, all right, and it will help all the emerging market also to grow, and will help the emerging market, all right, to export more goods to the world, or especially the economic world. Today we have two important things in what is happening is the war. Europe and America, they are really experience indirect war in the world. I mean, America experiencing and Europe the war with Russia and Ukraine, and also America today experiencing, and Europe also experiencing the war of Israeli in the Middle East.
And Dr. Salamouni, what do you think are your expectations for the Federal Reserve's direction in the coming year? Do you think that the rate cuts will be slower, or are there going to be significant changes in the monetary policy in the horizon, do you think?
As an economist, I believe the rate is still very high. The rate has to be cut lower than that. And I believe the Federal Reserve is going to cut another maybe 1% on the year 25. The inflation is going to be down. I do not believe the inflation will increase above 2% currently. All right, it will go down, the inflation, because Trump is a businessman, is not a man, is not a politician. The politician, I tell you something which is very important. The rule here is very important. Economy and politics.
Yep.
Always those countries have grown so much because they have used politics to serve the economy. Since Europe, since Biden has won the election alongside Boris Johnson, they have used policy, all right, and used the economy to serve the policy. By what? By coming and involving the indirect war, all right, creating the war in Russia, Ukraine. This is a massive war, and also all the European countries today, even America, they start to feel the effect of that war and the cost. America has spent over 800 billion until now on the war and weapon to Ukraine. And in the same situation, America has supported during that year now for Israel. They've given them in cash 14 billion, and they're giving them in war in term of weapon